Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can, only Feehans. It's only Feehans.
I always like the clap. I always try to do it, and I never can do it at the same time. Very uncoordinated.
It's maybe one of the best skills I have.
Clapping?
Clapping.
That's a good one.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of OnlyFeehans with me, your host, Kerryn Elizabeth Feehan. And today, one of my favorite comedians. And Mom, it's Casey Balsham, everybody.
Hey, Casey Lorraine Balsham. I didn't know we were doing middle names.
Middle name Lorraine.
Lorraine, yep.
What a great middle name.
Yeah, it was grandma's.
Yeah, I wish I had my grandmother's. My grandmother's name was Grace, and I always wanted that as a
Oh.
first or middle name. Both my nieces have it. One is a first, the other is a middle.
We might
shut it.
We might fly away. This is
the noise?
This is a full. The house began to twitch.
That's
and then
the other thing about this neighborhood. Very windy.
So is we're like in that weird like wind tunnel between like two big buildings where everywhere else is 80 degrees, and then when you walk out of our door, you're in a tundra. It's so fucking.
Yeah.
It's like I was on a play date today, and we were pushing our strollers, and we like saw like a full funnel of like leaves and trash
Like a
coming
tornado.
at us with the kids, and we're like, turn your backs, close your eyes, and they're like, one, they don't get. We're just like sheltering the kids, like putting our
the
bodies
storm
in front. I had like great. I was like, we can't go this way. I had like great. Like I was like, there was like sand in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was gross.
Yeah, it's like that here too. In the
Yeah.
winter, when it drops too, when it's really cold, it can be kind of brutal around here.
Yeah. This
But-
is upstate.
Yeah,
Downtown is upstate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's like all the other neighborhoods. They've got all that insulation, those buildings everywhere.
Yeah.
They're right in the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would prefer to be on the outskirts near
Yeah.
the water with more green.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. Sometimes you know what? It's like you make sacrifices.
Yeah, there's good and bad.
Yeah.
I would, especially in the summer, like give me this breeze in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's almost like Cape Cod. 10 degrees cooler over here.
Full
in Battery
vacation.
Park
Full
City.
vacation down in the Fide. This is. I would like. Where do you summer, Fide?
Fine.
I summer in the Fide. From where? Queens. Yes, that's what I do.
know what
you make sacrifices. Like I love my neighborhood, but yeah, but it's a full wind tunnel, and there's like there's some wet weather things that happen.
Yeah.
When you got windows, it's like
They're fortifying this area too to like protect us, I guess, from hurricanes in the future.
they do it while you're in it. They're like fortifying the building while
No,
you're
like
inside of
the
it.
area, not like
Okay.
just my building.
It's like I kind of don't know what I'm like. What is it even? How are they doing that?
Like I think that they're like bringing it back or something so that when hurricanes happen, the water doesn't come over, or they're building it up.
Because that would be kind of a brutal. That would be a brutal hurricane to have
Yeah.
just the East River in your home.
Yeah, dude. Like, remember Sandy? Were you here for Sandy?
I wasn't here for Sandy.
Sandy was a while ago. I was living in Brooklyn. I was dating one of the Lucas brothers, and they just let their car float away.
Just let it.
I'm not exaggerating.
Like, did they go find it after?
Yes, but it was
Okay.
so destroyed that it wasn't drivable. It was,
Yeah, I mean, I guess if a car's floating, there's really no. You can't really do anything about it at that time.
I think it was like their mom's car too. This is before they
Sorry,
were
Mama.
successful.
Yeah.
I know. They were
Yeah, I
just,
hope they
broke.
gave her a new one once they made some money.
Me too. Their mom is so cute. Yeah, so a hurricane would be kind of brutal around here.
Yeah, not looking forward to that ever happening.
But I've been loving this fucking. Is it PC to say Indian summer? Are we allowed to say that?
I mean, when I'm from San Francisco, so all we had was Indian Summer.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Indian Summer.
Okay, so I'm fine. Also, they found out Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew. Did you know that?
Yeah, I just saw somebody. I was like, who posted that? And it was my Jewish father-in-law. Just put it in the family chat. It was like just another great thing that Jews did, and then like his granddaughter was like, I'm pretty sure that means that
here
we
we go.
stole the land and raped and
that
pillaged.
We wiped
and he's
out
like,
the indigenous people.
Good one, yeah.
Good one. No,
Yeah,
we
he's-
discovered America. Stupid.
yeah, he was
Jews did.
jacked. She's like, it's just kind of like a different genocide that we did, and he's like,
A different
you know.
Pa-pa-pa.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what my Jewish friends always go pa-pa-pa. If
Pa-pa-pa.
I say something like that.
Pa-pa-pa.
They're mad at me right now because I don't like the show. Nobody
Jews?
wants this. Yeah.
Oh, it's a good show.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay, listen, Robbie has such a problem with it because he's like, they're really overdoing.
You're right,
like,
Robbie.
Like, no, he liked it. He liked it.
No, he
but
didn't.
every single, no, he didn't. No, but every single time she'll be like, what does shalom mean? And he's like, you are supposed to be somebody that lives in LA, that is in entertainment, and you've never heard the word for shalom.
Thank you. The
He's
writing
like, they overdo
so bad.
the Jewy I don't think I'm supposed to say Jewy. They overdo the Jewish explanations of like what everything is.
That's not the Jewish stuff that I have an issue with.
What do you have an issue with? The fact that she's a nightmare and he's like, I'm good with that.
Oh, but you like the show?
I love it. I love it. I literally, the first couple episodes, I was mad at how much I liked it because I put off watching it. I was like, if you read the tagline when it's like a rabbi and a podcaster, I was like, I'm out.
Right.
I'm fucking out.
I'm out, dude.
I loved it.
I hated myself. I watched the whole thing and I hated myself for
course.
watching it. I want all that time back. I hate Kristen Bell. I think she's obnoxious. I think Adam Brody's character is the most beta, least masculine character I've ever seen in my life. And the reason why all these women are like, it's the most healthy relationship I've ever seen is because they're all on birth control and they're attracted to betas.
You think birth control makes you attracted to beta people?
Yes.
I've never been on it, so I wouldn't fucking know.
There you go.
Actually, no, I was on it for a brief period.
I was on it for a week in high school.
Were you?
Yep.
Yeah, they put me. I was on it in high school because I had hairy tits and stuff. So
You're gonna say back.
No.
I had hairy back.
I one upped you.
You had hairy tits.
Yeah, I had a beard and I had some nip hair, and they were like, "Let's go ahead."
Isn't that normal?
Check your
A
hormones.
little nipple hair?
It is. No, it totally is. No, I felt like I had a mustache and I just had facial hair.
Yeah.
I just had dark hair. Like I'm just a hairy person. We're dealing with it now. They've put lasers in
Beat me up
places.
right now.
They've put lasers in my asshole, and we're fine. Everything's fine. But they put me on it because they thought it was hormonal.
And how did that affect you?
I still had a beard, and then I was just crying.
Yes. Thank you. I
nothing
vomited.
happened.
I got the first migraine I'd ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Which is, have you ever had a migraine?
I don't know. I mean, I've had very bad hangover headaches that I
Okay.
can imagine are maybe this like
Maybe, but like it was debilitating. I was like 16.
Yeah, I've heard that they're like you have to like you can't get low enough and dark enough.
No, you can exactly. You can't get dark enough. You can't
Yeah.
get your eyes shut
Yeah.
enough. I like you don't feel better until you throw up.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was on birth control for like 7 days. So I just, I just think that God designed us a certain way
Mm-hmm.
to bleed every month, and
It's part of it.
Nicole, you're on birth control, right? She doesn't like when I talk about this. She's fine with me. She's used to me.
She doesn't like when I put down her kind. The birth control using women's.
Why are you on birth control again? What's your reasoning? Well, you are in a relationship and you let your boyfriend blow load after load in you, right?
Of course. But I would say number one, above all, even above that, is adult acne.
Yeah. So it's a nuanced conversation. Of course,
Yeah.
I understand people needing things for different reasons.
Yeah.
I just feel like, also I'm old and like I want to bleed every month. You know what I mean? Like that's my fountain
Yeah.
of youth. Like I want my period.
Yeah, as long as you have it, you're not getting older. You're not in that part. I think I'm going through perimenopause
There are parts sometimes where I think I might be.
because I'll just like, I'm having hot flashes. Like I get them and I'm just like, why? And
I'm like pitting out right now, probably.
no, you look good. Oh,
Yeah.
a little bit. Oh yeah, I see a little bit. Yeah, there's a little dark line under there. But I like, it's like sometimes I will sweat and like my like in between my boobs
Yeah.
has like a
Like out of nowhere or
yeah, kind of out of
Okay.
nowhere, and then in between my boobs just smells like a locker room, and I'm like, this is unbecoming. It's like I used to be a slut. Nobody told me that like my tits were hairy and they stunk. I got a lot of tail for being pretty gross. Like I was like I'm describing myself as like the nastiest woman ever, and I fucked a
you
lot.
are married with a child. You
Yeah,
won.
but I used
you
to
did
be
it.
slutty, and it was so fun. So fun, but everything's great now. We love kids. I love my life. But no, I think I am, and it's scary because you know what, we're talking about a second kid, and I'm like, can you even fucking have a kid when you're going through perimenopause? And you can, like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
They're just like, it may be like kind of not great, but we already have a tested embryo, so I'm like,
I was
going
gonna
to
say you guys got some in the chamber, right?
We got a couple in the freezer. Yeah. We got 2
Nice.
boys, 2 girls.
Nice.
And Robbie only wants girls, so boys.
Really?
Yeah, he I think he really
That's
likes
fascinating.
he likes being a girl dad.
Yeah.
At this point, he's like, ew, boy babies are gross. Like he really fucking has a
What about
disdain.
you? What do you? You don't carry the way. You just want a
I
baby?
thought I wanted a boy really bad.
Yeah.
Because we had an embryo that we implanted like before Goldie, like 2 or 3 years ago or whatever, and I was like very excited because I have a nephew who's like my fucking I love him. We have such a strong connection.
Yeah.
And then the minute I knew, and it was our only embryo from this other doctor, the minute I knew it was going to be a boy, I was kind of like, I started seeing all these little girls in the neighborhood with all their like dresses and all their like their hair, and I was like, oh fuck, do I want to go? And then he didn't stick, maybe because I was like, fuck you, I don't know. But then
Lorraine Balsham saying fuck you to her embryo.
Fuck you, you stupid boy. No,
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then this round we knew the girl was the best quality embryo, so we knew it was going to be a girl right away if it stuck. And I was just like, I was so into it, and now we have all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easier just to do another girl.
Right. To do it. Oh, you can do all the hand-me-downs.
We are Jews. Pardon me.
You can all the hand-me-downs.
Yeah, it's just, but Robbie also just really, I think he's just a girl dad.
No, that's great. That's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have a bit in my act about the grown men that like at the gender reveal parties who find out they're having a girl and have temper tantrums.
But those are a different type of person.
Yeah. Men with small penises.
Small penises.
Short.
Tattoos around their biceps.
Yes. What is the barbed wire
they
around
wear,
the bicep?
their bathing suits go below their knee.
A lot of skull in
a lot
their
of calf
pockets.
Tats. Yeah. A lot of skulls. Yeah. It's definitely a different kind of person that like doesn't want a little girl.
Another man in the house.
Yeah. And also like my dad really wanted a boy too, and I get it. It's like passing down the name, but like my last name's Balsham. I'm like, where do you want that to like? We should end it.
But also like
it's not a great last name. Like nobody needs to pass it on.
But also you're a public figure and you're leaving a legacy all your own, so you don't really need someone to do that.
Because I'm not gonna when we weren't gonna hyphenate her to Balsham Slovic. Like that's mean.
That sounds like
throw up.
That sounds like a dictator.
It sounds mean. Yeah, it sounds like she's fighting the war in Ukraine right now. It's not nice. So his last name's Slovic, so it's like.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I do feel like a lot of like moms are like boy mom, boy mom, boy mom, boy mom.
Oh, they love it, don't they?
And I hate men with close relationships with their mothers.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and that's how it starts. It starts with fucking with a lady that makes her son wear something that says "Mommy's bestie."
Yes.
Like I hate all that shit. Like I think it's cruel to make children wear clothes that have writing on them because they should be able to consent to it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
No, like, but I did send my nephew like Big Brother like.
You should run into traffic.
I should.
Yeah, Kerryn, it's not fair. They don't get to choose that.
Okay, what about this? My niece was in the NICU for a little while, and I sent her like a graduated from the NICU. Oh no, it was peace out NICU. I'm moving in with my parents. Isn't that adorable?
No, you should. You should be shot. You should be fucking shot. Peace out, Nick. No, you should be fucking shot, Kerryn. No, although I did get Goldie a ghost that's doing a peace finger, but no words.
My niece Gracie Marie, I was FaceTiming with her today, and she has my first boo, and it's like a little ghost on it. Cute. It's really fucking.
That's
cute.
kind of cute.
Yeah.
But all these ones that are like, it's 2 a.m. and I'm milk drunk. I'm like, like
I don't like the party
monster.
Ones. No, like in Key West, like all the onesies there are sickening.
They're disgusting. We truly like people treat the way that people dress children. It should be. They should put like 5 onesies in front of you when you're pregnant and be like, which one did you pick? And if you pick the wrong one, you should have to get an abortion. You know what I mean? Like you should be like, no, you're not fit to be a mother if you think that you can get your child a shirt that says 9 months on the inside in like a prison thing. I fucking hate it.
Every man that I've dated who had a close relationship with his mother, I really struggled with. Mm-hmm. Their moms would like never like me. And
they'd want to have it's like that old.
They would be attracted to their sons. I swear to God,
they want to have the baby with their kids.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And no girls good enough for them for their baby. And I was like, my mom wasn't like that. Like, I don't see my sister being like that at all. My sister-in-law's like not like that.
No, I think my dad was very happy to be like, good. Somebody wants you,
right? Same with my brother. Yeah, my mom always says that. She's like, my daughter-in-law can do no wrong. Like about my brother's wife, she's like, I love her. She's perfect. She took Michael.
Yeah.
Love you, Mike.
Yeah. It's like when your parents like raise you and they know all of your bad things, they should be excited when anybody loves you.
Right. Like the actor that I dated an actor from Philadelphia, and his mom was so fucking obsessed with him.
From the movie Philadelphia?
Yes, he had AIDS. And so do I. We dated for 8 years. I have 8 years worth of AIDS.
That's a lot of years worth of AIDS.
I know.
Kerryn.
So, but his mom, like, he would always make me go home with him for Thanksgiving. And it was like I wasn't even there. The way his mom grabbed his face and kissed him. This guy was in his 30s at this point. And he was like, I think 6 or 7 years older than me. And I'm just like, hello. I'm like the cute new girlfriend. Aren't you supposed to be like talking to me and how great
Like he wasn't
I am?
even like paying attention to you?
No, he wasn't. She wasn't. It was like I wasn't even there. I feel like they would have forgot to feed me if I didn't like raise my hand. May I have some turkey?
That's the sweet
I'm
yams,
blowing
please.
your son. Can I have some stuffing?
Yeah.
He's coming in me.
Yeah, he's stuffing me, so pass the stuffing. That's
So, yeah.
wild. So I can't believe you didn't like that show because they have that whole thing at the end where she's like, you don't kiss your mom on the lips, right? And then they just like make out.
That's what I hated. I think that's
was-
why I hate it. I think it's so beta for a man to not stick up for his partner with his mother.
It's tough, I think. I mean, I don't know. I imagine like, especially if you have like a strong mother personality like that, like she was obviously like such a wild character.
Yes.
But like, I don't know, like some people are just scared of their parents. My dad's always like, I wonder what that's like. Cause I was never like, I mean, like I was never scared of my parents. I think my dad would have liked me, you know, to be scared of him. He was a Marine and he tried to be scary, but he's also like 5'10", you know.
Really?
Like,
See,
what are you doing here, JB? You know,
Really?
like, come on.
See, I
Ain't
was
scary.
I was petrified of my father.
Really?
My dad's 6'2" and almost 300 pounds, and he's
Yeah.
from Dorchester. And he
Yeah.
used to sit in front of our front door with a baseball bat on Halloween. But
With candy?
my mom had the candy. My dad had another
My dad had a bat.
another role in mind. And my dad chased me around the house with a ruler once. I was definitely. And my dad, honestly, my mom spanked me more than my dad, like
Yeah.
in reality.
Yeah.
But I was much more afraid of my father.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there was like parts, but like I was never scared to like stand up to, like, even if I was scared if he was gonna like, 'cause he didn't put his hands on me too many times, but there were a couple times that I probably deserved it when he was
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Cause I was not afraid to just like,
Mouth off.
mouthy as
Yeah,
hell.
we're both.
I
Look
was
at us now.
Mouthy,
We can't help
mouthy,
it. If you got a good one,
You know?
you gotta say it.
Listen,
I used to call my dad fat. I'll poke him in the stomach and run away.
like squishy.
It's so fucked up.
No, I just would always just tell him to fuck off. Like I would just, because like, you know, like I'd fight with my mom and then my dad would take my mom's side and I was like, you both can fucking
Yeah.
get bit,
Yeah.
you know? And they were like, "Bleh."
when I was really in trouble, they were definitely always on the same team.
Yeah.
There was no sort of like, but dad, he'd be like, what'd your mother say? Oh, then that's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't care. I'd rather not even
And they're
have
like,
this conversation.
The book said we had to keep a united front. I'm like, yeah, but she was lying. What the fuck? She was lying. But no, I guess that's so. But yeah, I just wonder if people are just blinded by. But obviously, I think if you have like a mother that constantly tells you that she's the only person that cares about you your whole life, maybe then you get scared to upset her.
I'm your best friend. You don't need any
But
other
that's
friends.
That's like parents that like they make their love conditional, and like I
Yeah.
think people don't mean to, but I think that it gets terrified. Like they're, you know, obviously because I'm reading all these parenting books now,
Right.
and it's just so much like it's so tricky. The things that you are.
I feel like there's
that
so
you
many
can
new
and can-
different
There's
things.
so much thing, but because we are the most over therapized
Yeah.
generation,
Yeah.
because all of our parents weren't.
Right.
And so, and they were just kind of like, they come from like the kid should be seen and not heard thing.
Right.
And so we were, you know, to put it nicely, I'll say our lights were a little dimmed because
Yeah.
our parents were just like, because I said so, and because I'm the parent, and you eat all this because you have to, and
Right.
and
Dogma.
and that you can't do this until you do this, and if you
Right.
don't do this, I'm going to take it with. It was like this threatening and this whole thing,
Yep.
and also the whole love being conditional. It's like certain things that you think would actually be positive to say, like I'm proud of you. It actually then teaches a kid that they are trying to like impress people. So you like
I've
it's-
seen these
and
because I
it's-
watch all this stuff too. I
Yeah.
think because like I'm an involved aunt, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
my sister sends me certain things, and then next thing you know, the algo is like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, what the fuck are parents supposed to think?
It's so confusing because everything tells you you're wrong.
Yeah.
And then also everybody on the internet thinks that they're nailing it. Like
Right.
all the parents that comment, they think that they are doing it exactly right, and there's
Mhm.
only one way to parent.
Mhm.
And if you're not doing it that way, then you are a bad parent. Because
Yeah.
like, you know, I posted a silly video of that I took Goldie to this indoor playground, this indoor play thing, and it was amazing. And
Yeah.
she just wanted to push a chair.
Right.
Like she put goldfish on her chair and pushed it around.
She's busy.
Yeah, and
She had
people
to
were
work.
like, "Actually, it's just, her developmentally." It's just, I was like, "Shut the
Shut
fuck,
the
like,
fuck up.
Also, this is a fucking
I will go to that
joke.
person's house.
Shut up.
I hate
like
everyone.
so many people. My comments, people were fighting, and I just was like, "Oh yeah." They're like, "It's clearly above her skill level." I'm like, "I know. Jumping in a ball pit, it definitely requires a goddamn degree."
Explain to me the impulse to comment on a video about a child.
Explain it.
What
It's so.
the fuck?
Who are you?
Who are you?
And some guy was like, "I actually have 2 kids," and we're like, "You don't." No, you don't.
Really? Because your profile picture is a lighthouse, sir.
It's of you in a fucking Speedo on the beach. Yeah. I'm like, this is your daddy picture?
You don't have children. You're holding a cat.
No, it's just so it becomes like I imagine like before we knew these things that possibly could trigger this certain thing and blah, blah, blah. Like, we're all just trying so hard not to fuck up our kids.
Right.
But we're going to because obviously the next generation, like there'll be a whole different thing and they'll be like, oh my God, why didn't you ever tell me no?
Yeah.
Why didn't you ever like tell me you were proud of me? And it's like, well, because I wasn't supposed to because you were supposed to be proud of yourself. You're supposed to say things like, aren't you proud you made that? Like it's so crazy because that will also fuck them up.
I like when people... parents or friends or anybody says they're proud of me.
I know.
It's a nice thing.
It's a nice thing to say. So that's why it's so hard because it's like these natural instincts to be like to praise and to do these things. They're like there's all these different things and it's just like I don't know fucking know.
It's going to create like kind of soft kids.
They're going to be soft anyway because
Yeah.
they don't go outside or do anything. All they want to do is fucking
The
their phones at the screen.
Yeah.
The kids
That's
the kids aren't
inescapable.
doing kid things. I also get scared of like, you know, not to be all like not to be a scientist,
Yeah,
but you know.
No, this stuff
with-
interests me. We're going to talk about food dyes in a second.
Oh hell yeah. No, but you know, with like I read this article about like, you know, climate change, whether you believe it or not, sometimes the summers be hot.
It's 75 and we're almost done with October.
Yeah, it's like fully you can dress like a slut and be warm. But they were saying like, are we losing summer vacation? Because like the summers may get so hot that you can't even go outside. And just think about like, you know, camping and all these things.
Right.
And like, are we going to lose this part of
Childhood.
of growing up?
Yeah.
Like that. And obviously that's a huge leap to take.
Right.
And you know, I'm on the
You're
train.
in. I read the
train.
article,
I'm on
retweeted
the-
it.
I know. I'm like, Goldie's 1.5. She's eating sugar. I've given her a sip of coffee. I'm like, she may not be able to go outside in 10 years. I want her to live her best life now. So, but it is scary to be like, fuck, man. Is there no like,
Yeah.
you can't go outside?
Right.
Like, is it going to be too hot to live in this?
Yeah.
Like, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Red dot. Yeah. All this shit terrifies me. Like,
Well, my thing is, everybody on the pod knows I'm a big RFK Jr. fan,
Mm-hmm.
but there's this whole like movement about about Kellogg's. Really, like, do you know who the food babe is?
I don't know the food.
She
Babe.
can be irritating. Her persona is slightly irritating,
Okay.
but her stuff is science backed,
Okay.
and it's basically like. I'm sure you've seen this, like the Fruit Loops in Canada versus and Europe too.
Well, all the food in America kills us. It's all poison.
fucked.
It's all poison. We have a friend that was working for Pepsi, and she's like, my biggest sellers here. I can't sell anywhere else.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm sure you know this too, though, that back in like the 80s or whatever, when the jig was up on cigarettes and everybody knew
all the
that
tobacco people just moved to food.
they all are in
Yeah.
charge of all of our food
Yeah.
now. So they made it incredibly addicting. I mean,
Yeah.
delicious.
Right, of course. I mean,
Have you had a sour cream and cheddar ruffle?
you're hilarious.
Kill me.
No,
It's
Halloween candy
amazing.
is about to be in my
But
cabinet.
there is no reason for candy corn to exist.
Oh, it's so
other
bad.
than to
It's
kill
so
us.
good. Oh, I know.
Other
So
than
that's
to kill us. I love a candy corn. You
I
can
just-
fucking
I just feel like
sue me.
my thing is like, oh my God, here I go being fucking political by accident. Kamala Harris isn't saying anything about this. And I know everybody like can hate Trump's guts. I'm not saying I like Trump, but like they're the ones that are like bringing this to Congress right now. Like
The food stuff?
yeah, like
Yeah.
the Make America Healthy again. Like
Maha?
Maha. You
First
know,
off, that sounds really fucking stupid.
it does sound stupid.
Like you can't be like, I'm a Maha and
I
expect me to
know.
be like,
I know. I don't love the branding,
we don't love the branding.
but the messaging is actually correct.
I know. It just sucks that it sucks that it's buried beneath a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I get what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
like it's actually very important.
It's like
And if the face of it wasn't a guy that killed a bear and threw him in the park or
he
whatever.
never killed the bear. A woman killed the bear. It was a
That's
drunk
right.
driver who
That's
killed
right.
the bear. He did put the bear in Central Park to bring attention to all the cyclists that were hitting pedestrians. My man.
Nobody's talking about his affair with the reporter either. What are your thoughts?
Oh God!
Karen, what are your thoughts?
I like men who have affairs.
What about the barbecue
They're
dog?
alphas. What?
The
That's
crispy dog. The barbecue dog.
That was a lie. He went to Korea. I think he didn't even know it was a dog.
Story that starts with that was a lie. He was just in
It was
Korea.
a lie. There's also the whale and or shark head, but his fucking daughter ratted on him about that. Nobody would have heard that. That thing was also already dead, and he put it on the roof of the car and like drove it back to the Cape.
No, I get it. I get this all sounds
He
pretty. This
is
all
in it-
sounds like a guy that wants to keep us healthy.
Well, every time you take a sip of tap water in New York City, thank him. Because our water would be so fucking expensive if he didn't make the water deal with upstate.
I actually love our. Actually, drinking out of the faucet is a fucking luxury.
Okay,
that,
Nicole, with the dog picture. Jesus Christ. What was it, 20 years ago?
It's so crispy.
Bring up
It
pictures
looks-
of Kamala fucking Montel Williams from 20 years ago.
Oh man,
kind of a flex.
Montel?
did you say it's kind of a flex, dude? He was he was big shit back in the day, and Montel,
He like Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
Montel Williams, yeah.
was an environmental lawyer. He cares about the soil.
Listen, somebody's got to.
I mean,
Somebody's got to.
it is annoying. I don't think calling it Maha was very bright. I don't. Because it's just like an
Can
association.
you get up his email? Let's see if we can send him an email to be like,
I was
listen.
like, email. He emails me all the time. I bought a crop top.
Do you have an RFK crop top?
I used to, and I lost it when I was on Martha's Vineyard. Kind of ironic. Kennedy.
I mean, if you're gonna lose an RFK crop top,
lose it on the vineyard.
lose it on the vineyard.
Where Ted Kennedy lost that girl in the water. Remember that?
the Bermuda Triangle.
He drove her into the water in his
spots.
car. Listen, they're all alcoholics.
They're all doing stuff. But yeah, let's tell him that Maha is not. It's not a great plan.
Well, because they're making it. They keep saying it shouldn't be a partisan issue, but it's like you took the design of MAGA. You know, like you made it a Republican thing. So now the people on the left are just going to call you a kooky bird instead of like listening to the pretty reasonable people. See, Callie Means and his sister. What's her name?
Who's Callie Means?
Callie Means is his sister's a doctor and he's just super outspoken about. No, he's a guy and it's C. Look up Good Energy. This is the book. I think it's the #1 book in the country right now, or it should be up there. And she was a surgeon.
Casey Means.
Casey Means. That's the
You
sister.
couldn't remember that name?
No, his name's Callie. She has a brother. Casey Balsham. You would read this book. You'll like it.
No, I'm into it. I don't generally want to feel like shit eating food. I don't generally want to put poison into my child.
Right.
It's very scary. All of it is very scary.
That's why I like
everything is scary. We're not supposed to know this much stuff.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have one paper that comes and it hits your door.
Yeah.
And you can
and you get
gloss
milk
over
and eggs and chicken and live
we're just not supposed to know anything.
Yeah.
We know everybody knows too much and everybody's got an opinion and it's like nobody
simpler
should
times.
have.
You want to start a farm? I've been talking about this.
Buddy, I'm in.
Let's get some goats. All we need is like a few goats. We get some emus.
Goats are the number. You think goats #1?
Don't
we need a big ass pig?
Oh, you want bacon?
Listen, I'm just saying, if I'm going to live off the grid, let me live a little.
You want sows?
Get me some vineyards. Get me a big ass pig.
You want bacon and
I
wine?
want bacon and wine. I want to live off the land.
I was just in my head. I'm like, how do we make cheese? But that's milk.
That is milk.
We need a dairy cow.
We need a cow.
But we can get goat's milk and make goat's cheese.
Sure, which is as delicious.
I love some goat cheese.
I do love goat's cheese, but it's just not as can't use it for as many things. What's the word I'm looking for?
Versatile.
There it is. This is what happens after you have a baby that your brain just goes, you don't know.
No more vocab for you.
You don't know things. This is how everybody should have a baby so you can go back to just not knowing shit.
Just the simple times.
Fully going into the paper to find the movies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Calling a number to find the time.
The yellow
We
pages?
shouldn't always know what time it is.
Remember the yellow
There was
pages?
a time when we didn't know the yellow pages. We used to crank call people just named. We'd be like, let's crank call everybody named Frank that we can find in a half hour.
My dead uncle worked for 9X, the yellow pages.
Oh wow!
Until it died. Like he was like the last salesman. He kept renegotiating his contract, and he actually made out okay. But I was like,
where the kids sit on in
yeah,
restaurants?
seriously, people I'm like,
need
I
a
was
boost
like,
up.
phone books. I was like,
Yeah.
you still work for phone books?
Oh my god! Me and my cousins used to crank call 411 all the time and just ask them how their day was going.
Yeah,
We spent a whole wedding doing that. One
I would
time.
do stuff like that and ask them like what time it was in Sweden and just crack up. I think it was so funny. It's so fucking stupid.
I know. You know what's so crazy is that kids are making $1 million doing pranks, and we
We did it for
they had nothing
the
on
love
the
of the game.
411. Yeah, they did. This is for just pure entertainment.
Information, hello.
Yeah.
Hey, toenails, go.
Be like, hey, how's your day? What's going on? Like, just fully try to talk to them. And like, sometimes you'd get the same one. I was like, it's me again. And they were like, Jesus Christ, these 12-year-olds keep fucking calling me. It was free from payphones, 411.
It was fun. Oh yeah. We used to
do you remember?
fun.
Did you ever have the Moan time?
No.
Oh my God.
What's
okay.
moan time?
Okay. So, remember popcorn was time.
Yeah.
Dialed popcorn.
Oh,
Was that what you guys had?
no.
So in California or who knows where else, if you dialed on the keypad, pop and popcorn was a thing, but you could really just dial the pop and then any 4 numbers, and it would be like at the tone Pacific Standard Time will be 4:11 p.m.
Cool.
Boop. And it would do every morning. And then there was another number that was a moan time, and it was a lady going at the tone, the time or at the moan, the time will be 4:11. And I remember we were in 6th grade, like just like
Who came up with that?
who knows? But it fucking kept us
Busy.
Sometimes we'd just have that lady, like we just have that open on the line for like half hour, being like, she's still moaning. Like it was, we were doing it.
California's fun.
Yeah, we had some good times.
We didn't have that in Massachusetts.
You didn't have moan time.
No, we just did regular prank calls.
You didn't listen to an old woman moan the time at you? That's so weird.
Oh, that
I know.
sounds really fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a good time. God, we still had access to thing, but it wasn't like as
Oh, it wasn't
dirty,
nearly as
we had scrambled porn. We couldn't just like find everybody putting everything into everybody at all the time.
No, and I was like also like able to be like a girl, like a young girl without knowing. I really want to say, and not until I was like 13, like maybe like 12. Like not really giving a shit about certainly not the male gaze.
I know.
Like I definitely and had fun, but it was all for like the girl. It was just like I used to wear these huge ass bows in my hair, and then I would take one piece of hair like this,
Obviously,
and spit on it so it stayed right in the middle of my. I mean, I have multiple school pictures.
you put it in the middle,
right,
of your forehead?
dead center. Dude, I gotta Nicole. Remind me to ask my mom. We gotta find one picture, and like all day long.
You put it in the middle,
dead center.
Because I would do the 2 on the side like a regular,
like a
8th
cool
grader.
girl. My hair would be so tight too. I got a character one time, and I look full on Asian, like this. And then I used to wear huge earrings. That's why my ears are like slits right now.
Mine are still slits because I still wear them.
My mom would buy me too. Like,
Yeah.
I think I had my ears first when I was like 6 or something. She was like, "Oh, you want those huge 3-pound earrings? No prob."
Yeah,
Yank. And so they would have like huge fish on them.
yeah. And I just like run with them and just feel my lobes getting lighter and lighter.
And it wasn't like I was like, the boys are gonna love this. It was just like, this is sick.
I know, but like obviously like pervert, like it was still around, but it was just like why wasn't it such a thing? You know,
Because
like
of the internet.
I guess that's true. Like I just was reading this thing about this. She's what is she? Actress, country singer. She's somebody, but she like posted a
You
picture.
said country singer, but I thought you would actress, country singer. I don't know. I don't know what her job title is.
Probably fits too. But she was saying that she had posted this picture. Like her daughter's like at daughter age. You know, she's young. She's a kid. She's 6, 7, 8, 9, anywhere from 6 to 11. Let's say.
Okay.
And the daughter was like in a sport, like in like a
Sports bra.
a sports bra.
Yeah.
And came walking down the stairs, and she was just chatting, and she, was on Instagram, and she said multiple people sent her messages that were like, "How could you do
How
this?"
can
And
you
she's
exploit
like,
your
"I'm
daughter
actually
like this?"
grossed out at how gross people are, that
Yes.
they sexualize children so much that I like, and obviously because she has got a couple million followers or whatever, it goes out to more people, so you don't know.
Yeah.
And I have thought about that. Like I don't like to put anything on Instagram where Goldie doesn't have a shirt on.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And it's like, why would I have to think of this? But it's like, I don't know.
It's the
I
whole,
don't know.
Like,
I don't know who's trying to search kid nips
Right.
and like Goldie pops up and then she's fucking somewhere. Like
On a
that
site.
would, because they're saying like that's also a scary thing. All these kids in school right now are saying that kids are making AI porn with their friends' faces on it.
So sad.
Isn't that so like
It's
you're already going
so
through enough. You're like
sad.
going through puberty.
Oh,
You're
that's
me. You
so
have a
scary.
mustache. And
Like if that ever happened to
Yeah.
like my fucking niece or something,
know, it's
I would buy
terrifying.
a gun and
I
I
know.
would find who did it and
I
I
know.
would shoot them in the head.
That's what's like. It was this whole thing again. You know, I read the
Ugh.
first couple sentences of one article and I just go run and
Yeah.
I just take that and I say, this is happening everywhere. There's no summer break and the kids are making pornos. But it's enough for me to be scared to see
Yeah.
that somebody was like that. Like they polled some like eighth grade maybe, and they were like, yeah, a lot of people. There's a decent amount of people that they know where AI is used to put.
Of course, I totally believe
kids'
it. Yeah,
faces.
yeah, because kids are watching porn younger and younger.
It's bizarre.
And yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. It's also like everybody in my family pretty much is a teacher, and
Mhm.
you know, September hits, and all of them are just getting like, hey, there's been threats about school shootings on Snapchat, and it's like, it's like every year it's
don't-
worse and worse.
I honestly, teachers like deserve. I can't believe.
And all
people are still
people do
doing
is
it.
shit on them. It's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. But you picked a vocation that you get summers off. Poor you. No, they fucking don't. They might get a month off. But most of them have to do like summer school to fucking make ends meet.
Yeah.
So shut up with that goofy statement. It makes me so mad.
Yeah. It's just
Also, they're in war zones now because
it's
of the culture
terrifying.
that we live in.
It's terrifying. That's like, you know, Robbie's a British citizen and we keep being like, let's at least just go for like a year or two and just
Yeah.
go to London and just kind of like just see kind of how everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Over there, you know, just like eat. Because every time we travel, we come home and our stomachs get messed up because the food, all that stuff. But also
Right.
we're like, it'd be nice to just like not think of that at school.
No, I know. It's so stressful.
It's crazy straight. But also like, I would never fucking homeschool. Like I'm not.
Well, that's the other thing. Like you
asshole.
think about solutions because, like, I do. Like, I was hanging with some people who homeschool their kids, and like
Could never.
they seem happy.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But you wonder. It's like there's no. Every extreme seems like it's gonna have drawbacks.
I also have questions of like if you have kids two different ages, like
what grade are they in?
what? Yeah,
Are they
are we
learning
all
In the same
are
classroom
we all
at
on
home?
bowels?
Right.
Are we all doing
Do
division?
you know your times tables?
Like, what's happening? Like I
Yeah.
just have so many questions and like also like not for nothing, but in New York, what I need now I need a schoolroom. I barely have 2 bedrooms in my
I
apartment.
mean, the space. Is
Now
an
I need
issue.
a fucking schoolhouse. Now I need a goddamn chalkboard in my room
Yeah.
and teacher shoes. No thanks.
Yeah.
I also just again like maybe as a younger lady I would have had the energies, but at 42 I'm not getting a teaching degree to teach my
Right,
one
that's-
daughter
that's
how to fucking
insane.
read.
Yeah.
But
She'll
is
be in a good
scary.
school. Everything will be fine. Everything will
is-
be fine.
I know, but it is definitely. There's almost though being in New York, you feel safer kind of in a bigger city though.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
it feels like I don't
Like
know.
we're able to like pick out the school shooters.
also a little
and
more-
send them away.
Yeah, they're also like they kind of have like a there's a lot of stimulus here that I think
Right.
maybe kids don't have, and so they're like
Yeah.
seeking something else. Where like teenagers here, like on the subway, like you know, you want action, you got it, buddy.
You got it, dude. Head on
You
a
got it.
swivel.
Go to fucking Times
Right.
Square. Like,
Whereas like these fucking goofballs in New
they
Hampshire,
got nothing.
they're cow tipping.
They're fucking milking each
No
other.
offense, New Hampshire listeners.
They're milking each other. I don't know what
Shout
they're
out to
doing.
Portsmouth.
Yeah. Portsmouth? Oh, yay. I don't know. I bet it's lovely.
No offense, Cow Hampshire.
There you go. Cow Hampshire.
That's what we used to call it.
This is funny. There's like we hated LA, you know, and coming from San Francisco.
Yeah.
And you guys hated New Hampshire.
No, in Massachusetts, I know. New England wars. Fuck you, Vermont. Fucking masshole through and through.
Your syrup sucks.
You guys are fucking
I'll say it once, I'll
stupid.
say it again. Your syrup tastes like dog shit.
Meanwhile,
Say
like,
hello to your
should
mother
I
for
go
me?
to Vermont in the winter? It's kind
Gotta
of
leave,
gorgeous.
Pete. It is gorgeous.
Kind of beautiful.
Vermont and Maine,
Mwah.
beautiful.
Love New England.
Congratulations on your beauty, states. I don't know. Tell your whole state we love it. But yeah, no, it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like you said, we're thinking about having another one because I
Yeah.
also feel I'm like, if the world is ending, I want her to have a partner. Like,
Right.
I'm old.
Whatever, buddy.
You know, I want her to have somebody to hold hands with and say, like, we had a shared experience growing up, and I would like her to I think that it would be important for that.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, who the fuck can have 2 kids anymore?
You can do it.
I mean, I think so, but it also
I
also
mean,
just
because
feels hard.
because I know, of course, it's gonna be hard, but
It's hard.
but you can do hard things.
Oh, thank you, Glennon. This is a new podcast called "We Can Do Hard Things."
I think it's also like probably once they get to a certain age, it's like you can be like, you go play, and like you'll be there, you know, supervising, but like maybe you're able to do another activity while they're playing with each other.
Yeah, no, I have my approach is, again, I read the beginning of one article and I said, that's me. It's called lighthouse parenting. It's kind of like maybe I'm using this word right, like the antithesis of helicopter parenting.
Yeah.
Which are the parents that are like,
I've heard this.
have their hands on either
Right.
side of the kid,
Right.
and like their bumper guard, like, and
Yeah.
everything, and they're doing everything right. They're not giving them this before this time, and there's no sugar for the first 2 years, and there's no screen time, and they're
sugar
over
for the first 2 years.
they're not supposed to have it until they turn 1, and that's why it's like they give them that cake because it's like supposed to be the first time they're trying sugar. But we let her lick some ice cream before
Yeah.
then. But
Right. I'm
but
like,
but
I'm sure my niece and nephews all had sugar before. Maybe
I'm
not.
sure-
Maybe I could be wrong. Sorry.
yeah, I'm sure nobody's fucking perfect, you know?
Right.
Like,
No,
and it's
it-
also
it
so
just
fun
seems
to give
unavoidable.
kids sugar.
Right.
Yeah, they love it.
They
fucking love it.
Love it.
They
dude.
love
because
it.
you guys loved it and you made them with your bodies.
Yeah,
They
it's
probably came
all-
out wanting it.
Yeah, so we're all doing it. So, but this helicopter parenting is like completely like, you know, I have to follow you up the play structure, and I'm just like, I won't let anything happen to you. And lighthouse parenting is kind of being like the beacon, like being
Yeah.
the lighthouse that
Yeah.
the kid can look back at,
Right.
and be like, know that they're supported. But like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I think
like,
that's the vibe.
Goldie falls, and I don't move. Like, I can tell when she's hurt, and when she's
Yes.
like, because she's rubber. I mean, she falls a lot.
Yeah, she's wasted.
She's
She's
so
hammered.
drunk all the time. It's like, get it together. I'm about to get her a tattoo. Don't serve her.
Goldie.
But like, you know, she falls. I don't jump.
But that's good.
It's like, so, but I liked that approach of like, you know, I'm here.
Right.
When
You can
thi-
find
like,
me if you need me. If you
but,
really
like,
need me.
They kind of look to the parent also as their like guidance of like, am I supposed? Because you know, when parents go like, oh, like it's a kids then freak out.
That makes it more freak out. Yeah.
And so the lighthouse approach from the 2 sentences I read is that you are like, they can look at you and kind of gauge, because the kids,
Well, that's
they
going to
will. The
build
kids will look at you.
resiliency.
Yeah, man.
You don't want a little bubble kid who's
No,
going to
you
be a
really
little
don't,
bit.
especially not in New York, especially again, not in this world.
Right. That's, I
they
mean,
can't be. They've gotta
fall down,
they
get
gotta
back up.
toughen up.
Or they won't have like ownership over their own successes, I find too.
Yeah.
Like even in adulthood, I always complain about my trust fund kid boyfriend because sometimes if the safety net is so fucking thick that like you can't really ever fuck up. You can quit every job. You can fail at everything.
You don't ever have to
No-
follow through with
No
anything.
consequences. Right.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of times, I don't know the stat. Can you look this up, Nicole? But like trust fund kids are actually more likely
Very
to,
unsuccessful.
yeah, and actually more likely to commit suicide
Oh yeah.
because they can't point, even if they are successful, right?
Can't like there's no
ownership over it because they're like
Or,
their
like,
parents opened the door for them.
emotion, yeah.
They didn't have to support themselves to get that thing. Like
Yeah.
their parents were paying their rent while they're able to do it. So like even when they point to their accomplishments, there's still like that like caveat, that sort of like
Yeah.
apostrophe. It was like, well, you got it because your dad went to Yale. You got it because so like over time
yeah,
that
they
must
just never feel like they have any worth.
Yep.
Now, what do you think about the other side of that? Like with those celebrities that now,
Oh.
like Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, what are they
Ashton-
doing? They're not helping at all.
There's a lot of celebrities that are like, I'm going to give all my money. I'm not giving a cent to my children.
I think those are assholes.
I also think those are assholes.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Why not?
Why have rich parents?
Why bother?
Because they're, and obviously it's easy. it's
Jackie
easy to
Chan was
be-
like that too.
Fuck Jackie Chan.
I know.
man. Fuck you, Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan.
Suck it, Jackie Chan. But like, it also
Why?
feels like, I mean, this is also coming from somebody who didn't have rich parents. And if I had, like, you know, I often say, I'm like, man, it would be so nice. But also, yeah, I don't think you
No.
become a person. Cause listen, you can also like never follow through and quit every job and not be rich.
yeah.
I've done that my whole life.
No, same. But but you're
can
not
be fine.
suicidal. You still
Not anymore.
No, I hate the rich parents that are like, no, gonna make them like earn.
Don't make
that
them
just
work.
feels so
Why did you
spiteful.
work then? Like, what's
Yeah.
the point of being rich if you're not going to at least like? Because also
Because-
you
go ahead.
want your kids not to struggle
Right, you want your kids, but also like you've burdened them by being, especially if you're famous.
by being famous.
Yes, like
Selfish
you've
assholes.
shoved them into the public
Yeah.
like sphere. They didn't have consent to that.
Yeah.
So and
They don't want to hide when they're like they don't know.
Right,
that
now
you're
people
hiding
are-
from paparazzi.
Right, people are gonna care about their private lives just because they're your spawn. That's fucking. You have to compensate them for that. You got to
think
buy them
that's
cars.
a good thing. Like you need to be like you didn't ask to grow up famous.
Right.
You should be compensated.
Yeah, and it's like you're on that 70s show. You fucking dork.
Yeah,
Take
man.
care of your kids. I wonder if it's Mila's influence or if it's more him.
I don't know. There was that whole thing coming out because he was at a lot of Diddy parties, and there was all these rumors that like they were getting engaged, and then they like showed a United Front at Costco or something, and I'm like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
Are fucking at
They
Costco?
also were a united front when what's his face was like convicted of rape.
Danny Masterson.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about those two.
Yeah. Aren't they also like? They're not Scientologists.
I was just gonna say, are
but
they
Danny
Scient-
Masterson is.
Oh, maybe they are. A lot of them are secret Scientologists. Juliette Lewis is the saddest Scientologist. She bums me out so much that she's a Scientologist.
Do you know that for I had like 2 years of my life where every day somebody told me I look like her.
That's cool.
I don't see it.
I
And I
don't-
also was like, she always plays
You're-
like crackheads and special needs people.
You're
so thank
prettier.
you so
Yeah, you're
much.
prettier and healthier looking than her. So, but it's cool to look like a famous person.
Sign your tits if you want.
People tell me I look like Mr. Magoo.
Bank on that. Cash in on that, Karen.
Kerryn Magoo.
Kerryn Magoo. That's a really that would be a good stage name. Kerryn Magoo.
I'm changing it.
But wait, so she bums you out just because she looks
Because
so
she's
rough
a
now?
Scientologist.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I watched the doc. I believe in
Doc
Leah
is
Remini. The
wild.
doc is wild.
The doc is with that when the kids had the crusty eyes and flies in their eyes.
Oh yeah.
That's nasty.
No, it's gross. And like I don't like
they have so much
and-
fucking money.
That's what I was gonna say. Organized religion, but obviously so much
They
corruption
don't have to
and
pay
money.
taxes because
No.
they call it a religion. Where's his wife?
Who?
Shelley.
Where is she?
She's missing. She
And
did.
Tom Cruise
Why?
is an asshole.
He is, and I think it. But at this point, like he can't leave.
No, he's in too deep.
He's the face.
I'm friends with my friend Hillary. Her dad,
Clinton?
like, yep, that's my girl. Check her emails. My
Don't eat pizza.
friend.
It's for pedophiles.
Pizzagate. This is gonna get flagged. She's she's a yoga instructor, but her dad like wrote the music to Top Gun. Like,
That's
they're-
awesome.
Yeah,
That's the coolest credit to have.
I know.
That would be
And
the most
Tom
famous
Cruise
person.
did something like he like held on to it for like so long so that something expired so that like
And he could like buy it.
for the second one. So like
He
her-
really fought for that second one.
Yeah. He waited because he waited till he was old enough to play the teacher.
Okay.
So where he could like
Honestly, it could have been 10
it
years
could
ago.
have been earlier.
You
I know.
know, old Tom Cruise.
He's fucking throwing fucking placenta on his face every day or whatever, probably. Thomas.
Thomas Mapother.
But
That's
it
right.
was,
I called you by your real
but it, like
name.
screwed her dad out of money somehow or something. That was the point of my story because
that
he
stinks.
waited so long. He wasn't able to get like the royalties.
He's wildly smart and crazy with that stuff.
Yeah.
Because like they wanted to put that straight to streaming, and he's like, you better put that in the theaters, and it made over $1 billion.
So much money. It was great. I hadn't
honestly,
seen
it's
it.
a great flick.
I hadn't seen it until I was I think I was flying back from Italy.
I watched it on a plane and I watched it in the theaters. It's a good flick.
It's a good flick.
It's
It's fun to
really-
watch on a plane because you're
it's
like, who's
very
Top Gun now?
It's very fun to watch on a plane. And I thought it wasn't because I was like, you need the big screen. And then I watched it on a little screen. I was like, still a good flick.
This is a ride.
I will say the one misstep is like, he dyed his hair too dark. Like, give me a few gray. Like,
I agree.
we know that you're not.
He's
We
what,
know
60?
you're old.
Yeah, give me a little
We know
salt and
you're old.
pepper.
Give me some grays.
I also didn't find any chemistry between him and Jennifer Connelly, but
Oh, I thought they did okay, but I thought it was a real stretch that they just mentioned her name
right.
in the first movie.
Yeah,
and
I
now
didn't
they're
even
like, Polly
hear
Pocket or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Polly
even.
Puto, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a good movie though.
It is. Oh man,
Especially
the,
when
the
you know that
beach
he's
scene,
like
the football.
flying. Apparently, also there was one of them told a story. Now I'm just quoting late night TV. Did you guys see that one on Jimmy Kimmel? But anyway, they all like got ripped and got in shape for that scene, and then Tom Cruise watched it and hated it and made them all shoot it again after like they had like not been eating all those guys so they could lift, and then they went and they like partied after, like not partied, but I think they just like ate, and he's like, I hate it, let's do it again, and they were like, blink, 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 blink. They're like, we just worked our asses off for this scene, and then
so that's them not that ripped.
I guess
because they looked fucking great.
They look really good.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it.
That was a wet chair.
He's such a babe. A wet chair. The guy, not the guy who played Goose's son was so hot, but then the other guy too, who was kind of like the new Iceman, Glenn. What's that actor's name?
Glenn.
What a babe. And
Yeah.
then, was there one more hot one?
I mean, Tom Cruise could still kind of get.
I mean,
you know, like it's so funny because you know when you're growing up and like people your mom's age, you're like Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
you know, and you're just like, ugh, he just looks like an old man, and then you get older and you're like, I see
it.
I see why
Brad Pitt
people were
looks
like
fucking
wanted
great.
to fuck Kevin Costner.
Okay, you really just jumped a generation.
Oh, they're same, aren't they? He
Kevin Costner, I
He
think
did
is 75 years
Is he 89? He's dead. R.I.P. Kevin Costner. Let's start that rumor. He fucking died tonight in my heart.
Oh, he's 69.
Yeah, you are.
How old is Brad? Brad's 60. I think Brad just turned 60.
Brad Pitt's hella old. He's older than he's older than some other guys. There was I had a name and I didn't lose it. 60.
He looks fantastic.
He does look good. And
I love
do you know
his
what's
new
so funny
girlfriend
is
too.
he is so hot and so good that we don't even care that he apparently was very abusive to his children and his wife.
That drunken
And we're like,
abusive
I don't know. He just did a movie.
Do you
with
have more
Clooney. Let's check
details
it out.
on that?
On the plane?
Yeah, what happened?
I think so apparently he had been like a big drunk.
Yeah.
So they're on a plane.
Yeah.
I think the kids have been, because all the kids are dropping his
Is this
last
a
name.
public plane or is this a private?
It's a private plane.
Okay.
So all the kids are dropping his last name. So they're all like, Shiloh is only Shiloh Jolie now. One of the twins dropped the last name. Maddox and Pax are like,
we've been
out of there.
Right.
They've been out.
Right.
So he got pissed and like I think got physical with either Pax or Maddox, and Angelina Jolie like they landed and she was like filing for divorce, and then like one of them came out and like he was like Maddox or Pax like tweeted or something, talked about how like abusive he was and how he's been an asshole the whole time, and then and now his biological children are dropping his last name. But we don't care.
We don't care.
So
Did you hear
hot.
me just now? I was like, I love his new girlfriend. I'm a fucking perp. I'm a terrible person.
I'm gonna watch the movie with him and Clooney. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
Yeah.
just it's crazy because like
Is it on
he's
Netflix?
just, I don't know, Netflix or Hulu. It's on one of them.
Yeah.
It's on one of them.
Such a babe.
But yeah, we're just like
we just forgive these wretched men.
we forgive him if they're Brad Pitt.
yeah.
You know,
He didn't mean it.
he probably
Those kids are probably acting up.
Listen, alcoholism is a disease. He was sick.
Is he sober now? I think he had a stint of sobriety.
I think he's supposed to be. And also, there's a whole thing that like one of them sold the winery out from under the other one.
Oh, really?
Mhm. Yeah, because
They were
they're
hard
Miraval.
up for money.
Yeah, they had a whole French like winery.
That's a winery, Miraval?
Rosé. This French rosé called Miraval.
Okay.
And she, I think, sold it to these guys like out from under him. Like they were gonna make the deal together, but afterwards she like sold it to these like businessmen
her.
or something like that.
I like that, Angelina.
After let
Equine
your
Training in
child abuse.
2017.
Mhm. But again, I mean, Thelma and Louise.
Oh.
You can't buy that talent.
You didn't get me started.
Don't even get
Legends
me
of a
started.
Fall.
I mean, come on.
The butt.
7
Oh yeah. Fight. What fight?
Club.
Thank you.
Fight. Fight.
Fucking Fight Club,
Tyler
man.
Durden.
Woo!
Fight.
Well,
I
that
think I
makes me
recently
wanna
watched that
watch
on
that
a plane
again.
too. Yeah. It's a good one. But you go back and you're like, I wouldn't have been able, I still can't figure it out. It still doesn't make sense.
Oh,
How are they the same?
How are they the same?
Listen, we could go on and on.
How are they the same?
There's no explanation,
Even
Kerryn.
Edward Norton, they're not even the same though. How were they supposedly the same?
Fight is hard.
Now I do want to go watch and really, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll text you. I'm like,
I'd like
here's
to
how they're
give
the
me your
same.
synopsis.
I'll give you a timestamp.
Because I was watching it closely. I was on a little plane. The screen was right in
Right.
front of my face. And they're just making soap and fighting.
Have you seen The Anatomy of a Fall?
I haven't. I heard it's good.
It's good.
Yeah, but it's foreign, right?
Yeah, it's
Sometimes-
French.
Are they speaking French?
Yeah, and German actually too.
A lot.
Yeah, it's easy to follow.
You know, well, I'm in a big Hotel Transylvania kick right now. It's
Oh,
kind
are
of hard
you?
to switch gears.
Wait,
We watch all 4 of them in succession daily.
Wait, I've
It's
never
kind of hard to
watched.
go from that to,
Wait.
to Anatomy of a
Hotel
Fall.
Transylvania.
It's Adam Sandler. It's amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, yep. This is our big, it's Halloween.
This is what's going on
Yeah, this
in
is
the
what's-
Balsham Slovak
Yeah,
household
this is another
right
thing
now.
where kids aren't supposed to have screen time till 2, and that's just not a thing. We're home with her.
Please.
We don't have a nanny, and we don't do daycare, so it's
Yeah.
like we get tired and we get fucking bored.
Yeah.
So we put on Hotel Transylvania, and everybody has a good goddamn time.
Absolutely.
All right?
I
We put on a
applaud
little
you.
drac. It just,
Oh,
it
God.
really is. But then you read these
You're
things,
not putting
and they're
on
like,
UFC fights or anything.
no,
you
I mean,
know?
she watches Love Is Blind sometimes, but like it's she doesn't understand it. They're all crazy. But like it is one of those things where that you read these things and they're literally like, oh, you're stunting her brain. Her brain's not growing. She's never gonna talk. Like these just scare you. Like if you just Google
It's
like
all
screen
fear
time and
mongering.
it's and they make money off of it.
Yeah.
All these mommy bloggers or like that one mommy blogger that's
Remember
like,
the one that is that? Are you about to talk about the one who was going to go to jail because she's
Ruby
back?
Frank?
Yeah,
she's not bad. She's in jail.
she's in jail. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no. I did a whole deep dive on her. She's
Wasn't
crazy.
she like tying her kid like with zip ties to like
Yep.
chairs and
Mhm.
stuff?
Yep. And she was starving
What
them.
the fuck?
And she was
What
yeah,
the fuck?
and she was telling them the devil was in them. She got like a weird, like got a weird brainwash used by like a religious weird brainwash
Cult.
where they were like kids were actually are like they are like the spokespeople for the devils, and her kids specifically were, and so she was zip tying them to the bed. She wasn't feeding them. It was bad. It was really bad.
So glad she's in jail.
Yeah,
How
they're
long
both in
did she
jail.
get? Do you know?
I think it was 25 years.
Wow.
I
How many
think
kids
so.
did you have? Wasn't it like 4? Or
Yeah, but
something?
some of them were already out of the house. Like the older kids were like, "Thank God this happened." And her
Okay.
family members, her sisters were like, "We didn't know how could've-"
bad it
Oh,
was.
up to 6 years. Yeah, she got like I think she got a couple different sentences of like 25 or
kid.
30 or something like that.
Okay.
Um,
And who was the other lady? And how was she
Just-
involved? Her
she
mommy
was like
partner?
so she was like a crazy. It was all from like this religious thing where they decided to make this thing called Connection with an X.
Okay.
And they did this podcast about how basically to like, treat your kids like really like crack down on punishment with your kids and like get them to be kind of like subservient. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. She also her 6-year-old daughter, she made her make her own lunch and she forgot it one day. And so the kindergarten teacher called her and was like, she forgot her lunch. And she's like, oh, that sucks. I'm not bringing her food. And she's like, I know
makes
this
my
makes you uncomfortable, but this is her
stomach sick.
responsibility. Her other son
I hope the
played a
teacher
prank.
fed her.
I hope so too. But she's like, I know it makes you uncomfortable, but like I'm not bringing her food because this was her responsibility to make her 6.
A 6-year-old?
Yeah, my mom made my lunch till I was 18.
My mom makes my lunch now.
I know. Shout out moms. Ooh, ooh. And then another thing, her son played a prank on another kid and they punished him by, they wouldn't let him sleep in his bed for like 2 months. They made him sleep on a beanbag chair. Yeah, it was bad stuff.
Probably like causing like forever deformities, potentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the kids were in bad shape so the kid went and knocked on a door and was hungry.
I remember seeing that video.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
was that the video that yeah.
Yeah. And she, I think,
And she had like a huge following, right?
at one point they had like millions. They were called 8 passengers because she had
Mm-hmm.
5 kids or 7 passengers, whatever. They had a lot. Yeah, they were like doing well. And at first it was kind of like Christian, like a little bit conservative, but I think more like happy-go-lucky.
Yeah.
Just like this is a family and we're a big family of 5 and this is how we do it, or
Right.
whatever. And then it
Was
turned.
that her main source of income? Was like she getting
I
like
think so at that point. I forget what her other job was, but then it got
it wasn't feeding her kids.
no,
that's
it
for sure.
wasn't. It then
What a piece
it
of
was
shit.
yeah, 8 passengers. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so glad they found her. My thing is like, I wonder how many just like regular moms without 2 followings are like just doing stuff.
A lot.
It's really sad.
It's really sad. It's really sad. Like sometimes, especially like you ever see like a bad parent out in public?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
breaks your heart, but you can't say anything.
No, you can't. Because you also don't like. I don't know. Sometimes it breaks your heart. You can't step in. I did see like something actually that still haunts me because I feel like I should have. I was in. We were traveling and it was like this Australian family and the mom was like in this food court, literally just screaming and like pushing her kids and calling them fucking stupid idiots and like pushing their heads down into their food. And the dad was just like sitting there. And I wanted to be like,
What the
They're
fuck,
children,
dude?
like,
Right,
why
what are
have
you
them?
doing? Right? Why?
but she was like, yeah, this is what you're gonna fucking eat because you want it. And she was like pushing them, and the kids were like crying and didn't want to eat it. And she was just hitting them in public.
And I like try to like think about it and like have empathy for like, I mean, it sounds like this woman is like at the end of her rope and it doesn't sound like she's getting help from the husband.
It's also like probably happening worse. I just think that
and
they're doing
behind
it.
closed doors.
Yeah.
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 I don't understand like when you see people with like
Like you have no shame. Like you're
it
fucking
was
doing this
wild.
outside.
It's
Imagine
like
what you're
still
like.
one of those things that I'm like, I wish I would have said that. But also like, what do you say?
We have to talk. We have to wrap up soon, but we have to do a different topic other than child abuse.
Oh yeah, sure. I could go on and on. One of my favorite topics.
Did you ever see? I'm gonna switch right after this.
And then I have a book I need to tell you to read. I couldn't put it down, and I was terrified.
There was this documentary. I don't recommend watching it. It was like it's still like
Gabriel Fernandez. I
Yes.
won't watch it. I won't watch it. I know about his case.
Don't watch it.
I won't watch it, and then I
Don't
won't
watch
watch it.
it.
I won't watch it, and don't look up this baby one. Don't look it up. This baby. Don't look it up.
My fucking
haunts me.
YouTube will serve me some crazy shit. And I'm like, what did I like a fucking video that's
Why
giving
do
me
you
these?
true crime? And so like I had a Snapchat channel where like they wanted me to find things that had footage.
Oh,
So and it was like once I gave birth to, I was like, I don't know if I can do this every Monday. To,
Yeah.
like look up kids being fucking.
no.
So I like. Do you know that on Reddit you can watch people being murdered?
yeah, I figured. I
It's-
stay the hell away from Reddit.
I now I only use it for like selling Sunset and Broadway.
I can't
gossip.
go near Reddit.
But the girl that I was working with was like she's like sometimes to get some of the like stuff with footage go on Reddit, and I somehow ended up on this page, and I literally scrolled down, and it was just a guy shooting these two twins in the head, and I was like, this is just I'm not even on a dark web, like I'm just on
Right,
a
right.
regular like
Reddit's wild.
I have a Gap bag filled in the next tab. I'm on Amazon as well. Like it felt crazy, and I was like,
Surreal.
I can't believe that this is
Yeah.
on her. But I was like doing true crime, and so like obviously people are sick and they want the grossest, the nasty, like
People are
the
sick.
deepest shit, and they want footage if they can see it. Like
Ugh.
so, I was like having to like look up all this stuff. So
Yeah.
Gabriel, I will not watch that
Just
documentary because
don't.
I already knew
You know
his
the
story.
details.
Yeah, I already knew his story.
It
So
nothing made me. It makes you like so mad.
it's
that
upset
you
because
cry.
people tried to help.
Mhm.
And they just didn't do anything about it. Anyway, this is yeah.
monsters.
Don't watch it. Whatever you do, don't watch it. Don't do it.
I think I was also in a really dark place when I watched it. I think I was like very new into sobriety, which means I was chain smoking in my bed.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Nicole.
I get it.
And that's the visceral memory I have of it. I was like, nothing gets worse than this day. I just had the worst fucking day. Chain smoking, Camel Blues, watching this horrific fucking shit.
That's a dark day.
Yep.
That is a dark day.
How can we lighten it up?
I'm not sure. I really don't know.
Nicole, give me something to talk about that's
Talk about
lighthearted.
Halloween.
Halloween's good. What's Goldie going to be for Halloween?
Gabriel
Fernandez.
Kerryn, I'm gonna hang myself with this microphone. I'm gonna hang myself with this microphone. I'm gonna jump into the wind and be done with my life. No, I had an idea and I lost it, and then
Wait.
I was gonna I was somewhere. I don't even know where I was, but I was like, this is it. This is what she's gonna be, and I didn't write it down.
I feel like she already is like so cute. She's like borderline like Shirley Temple cute.
She's cute.
She could be a Shirley Temple. She could be a Betty Boop.
She could. We were gonna do.
Might be sexualizing.
We were
her a
watching
little bit.
a lot of Ratatouille, and she was gonna be Remy, a little rat. But then
Okay.
I slept on the costume, and it like became unavailable and 30 pounds more. And I was like, I'm not spending $80 fucking on to make my daughter a rat. So she's got skeleton pajamas, and I
That's
bought
cute.
some like makeup, and I might just make her a skeleton. She
Yeah.
also has this little like
I like that.
she has this little like bell bottom outfit. So I'm like, she'll be like a little 70s girl or a skeleton.
How is your
Last
neighborhood
year,
for
she
trick
was
or
an
treating?
influencer.
She was an influencer.
I bought her a little tiny Starbucks cup, and she was wearing a fall sweater, and she was an influencer from Utah. It's very specific. They're a very different type. So our neighborhood
so
does,
niche.
but you know what she looks like.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
she's-
she is.
She got curls.
Yep.
They have like a whole Halloween parade.
Oh, good.
So all the businesses like
Oh,
on
good, good, good.
Vernon,
Nice.
in Long Island City do something. So we're gonna go with our neighbor,
Yeah.
and then at like down by the water, they have like a face painting thing after.
Oh,
So
nice.
I think it'll be fun.
That's
So it's on
awesome.
the 26th. And on actual Halloween, I actually love giving out candy, but our building, because all the kids go out during the day, At night, we only get like 15
A
kids
few
or something.
trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like they've got so much candy from the day, but
Yeah.
I love it.
Mabel scares the kids, so I usually don't participate in the trick or treating, but it's very cute in my little complex here. One year they got like a little spooky, maybe they'll do it again this year, like haunted hayride that just like goes around the circle out front. It was so fucking cute. There's like 10 kids on there. I'm like,
Spooky
that's very
hayride.
cute.
Yeah, I
And
think we're gonna go up to Sleepy Hollow too. Do
Oh,
something like I want to do
cute.
something.
Yeah.
It's like now that you have a kid, you realize like
there's
you're like we should do all the activities.
yes.
We should do all the things that are like here instead of just do nothing.
Yeah.
It also feels great though.
I love doing nothing.
I know. Like every year, me and Robbie are
Tomorrow
like,
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
do
do this
nothing.
stuff. We're gonna go upstate. We're gonna look at this thing. We're gonna go here, and then like summer comes and goes, and we're like, did we do anything?
I feel like you guys did I feel like you were in Europe this whole summer.
Yeah, we do Europe. We did
up.
summer in Italy,
This
so I guess
bitch.
we were busy.
What part of Italy do you go to?
We,
go all over?
I mean, Goldie's been twice. No,
Wow.
yeah,
Goldie's
that's flex.
more travel than me.
No, we actually we had shows there in the winter, and then this summer we went to like kind of on the Amalfi Coast, went to this little town. We spent a couple days in Rome, which I loved, and everyone, people get so like, Rome has changed, and you're like, it's still fucking Rome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
We did Rome, and then we were on the Amalfi Coast side of this little town called Maori, and from Maori we did a day trip to like Capri and to Amalfi, and then we were in Sorrento for a little bit,
Amazing.
and I really enjoyed it.
Amazing.
And it's cheap. It's like groceries are what they're like you get
Right.
a bag of berries for 79 fucking cents. It's
Yeah.
like insane.
Yeah, and they're better than the berries
It's
here.
amazing. I
know.
love grocery shopping in other places.
That isn't here.
Yeah.
Hey guys, check out Casey Means' book, Good Energy. I love her. And check out everything that Casey Balsham does.
Thank
I
you
also
so
didn't even
much.
talk about it, but this new like theater thing you're doing, you're like
Oh,
going
my
to
God.
Broadway shows.
So
I don't know if it's new, but I
no,
just
I've
noticed
been. It's something. It's a passion project I've wanted to do forever. Is I would like to kind of, I want to
bring people to the theater
I
with
want
you.
to interview people. I want to do
Yeah.
red carpets. I want to do
Yeah.
it. So I've got like I'm trying to get my creative juices flowing.
Hell yeah.
I got my brains back after I stopped breastfeeding, and now I feel like I'm ready to go. 'Cause for
Let's
14
go.
months, I was pretending to get shit done, and I just wasn't. And I'm back, baby.
She's back.
My tits are drained, and my brain is full.
Follow Casey. Check out all the stuff she does. She's super hilarious. Check her out if you see
Thanks.
she's coming to a city near you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, come out. Can you follow me at KSpaceb, FACEB? I think is how you spell it. And listen to my podcast. If you liked any of my parenting stuff, I've got a parenting podcast. Not obviously the best stuff, but it's called Never Not Tired. It comes out on Tuesdays most of the time.
Throwing ass on the gram, getting laughs at the stand. Only she can,